Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your dilemmas, share your wildest dating stories, and just have a fun, gay little time. I'm very excited to jump on into this episode with you all. Thank you all so much for being here today. This podcast truly is a safe space for the girlies, the gays, and the theys. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome in to the Lesbian Lounge. Hey everybody, how are we doing? I'm in just a really happy mood today, and I don't know why, because I'm really tired. I feel like I haven't seen my house since Friday morning, and it's currently Tuesday morning. I feel like Friday morning I left, and then literally I came home Friday at 11 o'clock, so I was filming a podcast for Newcastle Fans TV, went to bed, Saturday morning, left, didn't get home until after midnight because I was babysitting. And Sunday, was that yesterday? No, I don't even know what day we're on, it's Tuesday. Sunday, what did I even do on Sunday? Oh yeah, I was working all day. So I literally left the house in the morning, got back in the evening. Then yesterday, had to leave the house at 9 a.m. to get somewhere for 10 a.m. and then I came home really quickly and then had to go out again. Then I didn't get home last night till 10:30, so I just feel like I'm really tired, but I'm in a good mood this morning. And I think it might be because I went to get my hair done yesterday. Not dyed or cut, I literally had it dyed and cut a few weeks ago. I'm just showing off the visual listeners my hair. But I had a little bit of time to kill yesterday, so I guess I could have gone home in this time. But I went to get my hair washed and blow dried, and what a treat. Honestly, I might make that a weekly thing. And I know that's quite high maintenance, and it's going to be £30 a week, say. But I hate washing and blow drying my hair. If you know my hair, you know it's thick. And it's much shorter now, so it doesn't take as much time, but still, it's so thick. And I just hate, it's the blow drying. It takes so long, it literally puts me in a bad mood for the rest of the week. So yeah, I think I might look at doing that, but then I'm that's £30 a week. It's a lot of money, when you add it up over a few weeks or months. So I'm still indecision about that, but I do think it might make me happy. And if it makes me happy, why not spend money on it? I'll have one less takeaway a week, and then I can have nice blow dried hair every week. Because it does my head in. But anyway, yeah, we're in a really good mood today, so I hope you're all in a really good mood too, and excited for a new episode of the Lesbian Lounge. There are some really exciting things coming, guys. So I'll tell you one thing that's upset me quite a lot. I just said exciting, and then I'm telling you about a sad thing, but it's okay, it gets exciting. So, do you guys remember I told you about the really expensive Sony microphone I bought? Yeah, I don't think it's been working this whole time. I'm like, oh my god, doesn't the audio sound so good? And I think the audio we've been hearing is just the audio from my camera. So the microphone is plugged into my camera, all the lights are on, then the microphone is underneath here, all the lights are on. But I don't know if they're then connecting to the camera. Me and Taylor did a little test yesterday, and I'm literally banging on the microphone and it doesn't pick that up, but the camera is still picking up little sounds. So we were trying whispering and seeing if it would be picked up, and it wasn't. So I'm okay, so I think the audio that we've been getting is just the audio from the camera and not the audio from the £300 microphone that I bought. So that's depressing, and I'm trying to sort it out, but I think I might be looking at getting one of the microphones that is going to be it just sits in front of me, it's attached to something and it just sits there, so I don't have to hold it or clip it on. So who knows, there's so much going on, and I just want to make sure that everything is as good as it physically can be for you guys. So bear with, the audio is hopefully going to be getting better soon. We've been on a journey with the audio of the podcast, haven't we? We started with one of them mini mics from TikTok Shop, and then I moved on to a £30 Amazon mic, and then I moved on to an £150 Amazon mic, which that was good, but you had to have headphones on, and I found it a little bit echoey. And then we bought this Sony one, which apparently hasn't been working at all, but at least the Sony camera has a good audio thing, do you know what I mean? So fingers crossed we'll have the audio cracked in no time. I also want to fill out the room a bit more, because I feel last week's episode, it sounded quite empty. There is more stuff in this room than there was last week, so hopefully it's a little bit better. But yeah, it just felt empty, so I want to fill it up. I still want to get some pictures to go on the walls. I just want to make it a really cute little space. And what else was I going to say? Oh, I remember. We are looking at getting some more guests on the podcast. I haven't had a guest on for ages, and I mean, we've had some really cool guests in the past. Like, there's big shoes to fill for the next lot of guests, no pressure. But we had Priya from I Kissed a Girl. Obviously, we've had my girlfriend Taylor. We had my friend Kira, where we spoke all about like the difference in families coming out, like coming out to families and the difference in reactions. We had Megan and Karis, sorry, it is Karis, or Karis, I think it's Karis, who wrote the play, I don't know how to say this, but I think I'm a lesbian. We had Lauren Sanford, a relationship coach. Like, we've had some pretty big and pretty cool guests on the pod, but I'm looking at getting some more on, getting some interviews booked in. If they're local, I guess they could come to the studio. If not, we'll, do a little Zoom with them and get some really cool guests on the pod, because you guys have been putting up just with me for a long time. So I feel like you deserve a treat of listening to someone else talk and me just asking them questions. Yeah, they are all coming. I'm gonna go last week. I'm gonna be going away, I think, quite a lot this year. I definitely have the Philippines booked for June and Florida booked for July. So what I might look at doing is saving some of the guest episodes and then releasing them when I'm away, so you're not missing out on episodes. Or if I release them sooner, I'll pre-record some episodes so you guys aren't missing out, because I don't want you even going a week without the pod. Like, I don't know how I would survive. I literally love it. So I need to make sure you have an episode every week to listen to, because I know a lot of you have like your routine of listening every week, so I don't want you going without. So there will be episodes when I'm away, either with guests or I will pre-record them, and it's just a very exciting time. I think I told you all last week that I've been nominated for the UK's Top Influencer Podcast Content Creator of the Year. The awards, they're actually quite soon. They're at the end of next month, end of April. So I've booked in for my hair and makeup to get done, just because I thought, why do it myself when it's going to look shit when I can pay someone to make it look nicer? So I'm going to get my hair and makeup done, get all dressed up. I think my mum and Taylor are going to come. Maybe even like my dad and my granny and like grandparents and stuff. They were all like really excited by it, bless them. So I guess we might have a little Taylor family outing to the UK's Top Influencer Awards. That'll be super fun. And I'm thinking, like, do I need to write a speech? Like, if I win, do I give a speech, or do I just go up there and stand with the award and smile, or do I have to give a speech? So I've been thinking of ideas for a speech, but I don't know if I need to give a speech, and I don't even know if I'm going to win it yet. So we need to win it first before I do a speech, but maybe I'll prepare one just in case. I'm trying to think if there's any other exciting things going on in my life. To be honest, I don't really think so. The most exciting thing at the minute is just like, making the podcast studio as cool as it can be. I've found like a tall tripod for the camera, because it was on a table last week and I had to steal a table so the unit that we're in, there's like a few units and there's like a communal area with a table. So last week I had to steal the table, and I've stolen a chair again today, so I need to buy a good chair. But I've got a tripod that the camera's on this week and then a ring light behind. So we're getting more professional. We definitely look better than we did last week behind the scenes. But yeah, I think let's stop chit-chatting and let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So for this week's question of the week, I'm heading to the Survey Monkey that we created. So if you don't know, there's a Survey Monkey, and it's only going to be around for another month, because you can only get, I think it's 25 responses on a basic plan of Survey Monkey, and we have exceeded that. So I've had to pay £75. It's a lot of money to have a month subscription of having access to all the responses that have been sent in. And I'm not paying £75 a month just to keep having that. So I'm going to keep the Survey Monkey open for another month. So if you haven't answered, send your answers in. And then what I'll do is I'll just take a screenshot of all of the answers and then cancel the plan, because I ain't paying £75 again. But yeah, we're going to jump on into the Survey Monkey for this week's question of the week. And we're going to go in with one of my favourite questions. We've done similar questions to this before, and we've also asked this question to a lot of our guests that we've had on. But our question of the week this week is, what is the most lesbian thing you have ever done? I'll start with mine, and I think I have told you guys this before, but I think the most lesbian thing I have ever done is falling in love with the girl that I'd only met and spoke to on FaceTime, and still dating her 4 years later. I feel like that is very typical lesbian, like falling in love in a really short space of time, not even like meeting in person, and then literally moving in together straight away and still dating to this day. But I love mine and Taylor's little love story. I think it's cute. And it got us an advert to work with Tinder as well, so that was really fun. Anyway, let's get into your guys' responses. A woman. I love that. The most lesbian thing you've ever done is a woman. Totally valid. Dressing like a mask so people would know I'm gay, even though I'm the most femme person in the world. Isn't it a shame that like we feel like, sorry, there's fluff all over my microphone, even though I don't think it's working, but I'm going to hold it just so it feels like it is. It's sad, isn't it? Like we feel like we have to like dress a certain way just to look like a lesbian to other people. Yeah, that is a very lesbian thing to do. I wrote a love letter on the way home from our first date. Wow, that is gay. That is so gay. I love that. Gone on a trip with the girl I met a week beforehand. Wow. Was the trip, like, did you already have something booked? And then you were like, oh, do you want to come? Or were you like, had a first date and were like, let's go to Bali? And you were like, okay, let's book it. Because that would be fun. Too many things. Licked a pussy. Yeah, can't get much gayer than that. Lesbian sexted my friend because we were bored. Totally fair. Got a matching tattoo with my ex. Oh, that's a killer. I know Taylor is wanting to get some more tattoos soon, and we were at an event at the weekend and there was like a little pop-up of like this like tattoo shop, and there was like, they had like a book of tattoos you could look at, and I was like, oh my god, Taylor, you should get that one for me. Like it was like the bird flower, so you should get September. And she was like, well, what if we break up? And I was like, well, then you've just got a September birth flower, and his stepsister and her niece are all born in September. So like, well, it could be like for Daisy May or something. But she was like, no. And I've always been like, we should get something matching, even though I don't think I will actually ever get a tattoo because of the pain and the fact that it's on me forever. But she's like, we're not getting a matching tattoo because if we break up, that's embarrassing. But I'm like, we wouldn't be like, you know, who was it? Was it Libby May? Or was it, yeah, it was Libby May and Roxanne. They literally got like their anniversary tattooed on like their wrist or something a few months after getting together. Like, that's taking it too far. I feel like, you know, a matching love heart, a matching like something that can be connected to another person, but also if you do break up, you've just got like a love heart on your wrist. Like that could mean anything. It's not like, oh, what does that date mean? And I'm sure Libby Mays, wasn't it the wrong date? So they had the wrong date tattooed on them and then they broke up. That's not good. But I could get like a matching love heart with someone, I think. Met my girlfriend 3 months before she moved to Australia, and now we've been long distance and we've been apart longer than we've been together. Wow. Well, I hope, you know, are you the same people? Because we had an Australian dilemma last week, didn't we? Maybe that's the same person, because they were saying how they moved to Australia and they haven't really spoken since. Probably not then, because you're saying like you're still together. But wow, imagine like you get with someone and they're like, oh, by the way, I am moving to Australia in 3 months' time, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, I guess at least you have like a fun holiday destination to go and visit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can be like, okay, I'll plan a trip to Australia. Okay, I love that. Travelled to another country for the football game with my lesbian friend to see her ex-girlfriend playing for the national team. Wow, another country. That's not even like popping down to like St James's Park. Do you know what I mean? That's another country to watch a football game with your friend who's a lesbian, whose ex-girlfriend was playing. So obviously your friend's been like, do you want to come and watch Sophie play? And you're like, okay. By the way, it's in Portugal. Okay, that's so funny. I love that. A baby gay here, so not much. With time, I'm sure you will have some very lesbian things to update us all on. Put a rainbow on the lock screen of my phone and casually check the time next to a girl. That's clever. That's a really subtle way to do it, isn't it? Or like have something gay on your screensaver, I don't know, make like a Billie Eilish like photo compilation, I don't know what the word is, and then like casually next to a girl, like, oh, I'm just gonna see what time it is. Oh, look at my phone. And then like that's a really like good way to like subtly hint like, I'm a lesbian, I'm showing you that I'm a lesbian, let's get together. That is clever, I like that. Dated a girl who said she was only gay for me. Yikes. Did it work out, or was she just straight and just exploring? I'd love to know. Gone to Paris together a few weeks into talking. You guys are crazy. Like, To be fair, I probably would have done that for Taylor. Like, are you meeting these people and then be like, oh my god, we must go to Paris? Or are you like, already have something planned and then you're like inviting this person along? I would love to know. And this is a long one. I fell in love with my best friend. She came out to me, then a few months later told me she liked me. I lied and said I didn't like her back, even though I did. She then believed I was straight and still believes I'm straight to this day. So why didn't you just tell her that you liked her too? She then told me she was moving to go to a private school and she needed to cut ties. She now has a girlfriend. However, she hasn't told me about the girlfriend, even though she was dating her when she was speaking to me. How do you know this? She now speaks to my friends, but not me. I'm not out to my family, so they don't understand why we don't talk anymore. All very shit. Well, that's really sad. I don't understand. Obviously, like, you're not out to your family, but I feel like still maybe you could have, hopefully, like, you would have felt comfortable enough to come out to her, even if you didn't tell her that you liked her. I'm really sad for you. But I do think if you're meant to be, like, fate will bring you back into each other's lives, for sure. I'm South African. Oh my goodness, guys, the pod's reached South Africa. Crazy. I'm South African. So with my studies, I took a job. I'm South African, so with my studies, and I took a job in Europe. So you must have studied in South Africa, you're from South Africa, but you took a job in Europe to be with a woman, but sadly you didn't work out. That's shit. Imagine, like, you pack up all your life, move to a new country for a woman, and then it doesn't work out. I mean, at least you're getting to, like, explore the world, and I'm sure you'll meet a sexy European lady whilst you're in Europe. Gone to a lesbian event with my best friend and her friends who I'd also dated. I had set them up. Cute! I like that. Had a breakup date. What is that? Not breaking up on the date. Going on a date after we'd broken up. Okay, that's interesting. When I was 8 years old. Oh wait, no, that's a different one. Wait, no, it isn't. What? Had a breakup date. Not breaking up on the date. Going on a date after we'd broken up. Oh, okay, sorry, there's two. I thought you were saying that was when you were 8 years old. I was like, surely we're not going on breakup dates when we're 8. Or, that was very important, when I was 8 years old, I cried in the women's underwear aisle because I felt so overwhelmed of all the pics of women in underwear. That's so funny. What, were you just like overwhelmed with like attraction? Sorry, there's a hair on my face and it's really, really frustrating me. Oh, I just pulled it out. There we go. Someone can clone me now. Yeah, were you like overwhelmed because you were like, oh my god, look at all these sexy women in underwear, or did you just like not understand the feelings because you were 8? That is quite funny. I flew to New York for a girl. I'd love to know where you flew from. Was it the UK? Was it South Africa? Was it Colorado? I think my life might be better. You know what I've not listened to in ages? Renee Rapp. If I lived in Colorado. I love Renee Rapp. I've not sung on the podcast in a while either, but you guys haven't missed that, have you? Wow, flown to New York for a girl. I moved in with my girlfriend after a month. I feel like that's pretty common, isn't it? That's like a very, very lesbian thing to do. Kissed a girl and I liked it. Don't we all love kissing a girl? Had sex for 4 hours. Flippin' hell. I feel like that's not even the longest lesbians have had sex for. Wow. I obsess over 20 to 40-year-old women that I'll never have. I'm assuming maybe you're a bit younger then. That's so funny. One of my friends, I remember, who's a lesbian, I think, or like bisexual, she used to have like a massive thing for like older women. And she's like, I know I'll never end up dating one, but like, I just want to fantasize over them. So I feel like it's a very valid thing. Probably eating a girl out. Yeah, you can't really get much more lesbian than that, can you? Travelled 400 miles for a first date. My God, 400 miles! Flippin' hell. We'll do a few more. I'm a nail artist, but I only do my left hand, so my right hand is always free of nails, and then they can always be short. Clever. When people ask why I only do one hand, I need to come up with something on the spot. If you know, you know. Okay, I've got the perfect excuse for you, because I'm right-handed, so I could probably paint my left nails really well, but my right nails would not look as cool, especially if you're doing like fancy nail art. Like, ain't no way my left hand's doing that. So it'd be like, I can only do it with my right hand. I can only paint my left hand because my right hand's like my good at painting hand. So I just keep my left hand, no, I keep my right hand free because my left hand isn't as good as designing. There you go, there's your answer. Or have you seen the people who get like, they're like these two or, I've never understood people who do those fingers. That confuses me. Do people do that or am I making that up? Like, that hurts. But have you seen people like they keep two fingers like short and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a professional bowler. Like, who's believing that? Who's going to the fucking nail shop and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a professional bowler, I need these two nails short. Like, what nail tech has been like, oh my god, you're a professional bowler? Like, yeah, you totally look like that. Like, in my brain, a professional bowler is like a 50-year-old man, not like a young woman. Do you know what I mean? That's funny. Ah, I just clicked on something. Ah. Hello? Where have you all gone? Oh, I found you all. There we go. My best mate getting drunk, not knowing she was, and we made out for like 10 minutes. Nice. Kissed a girl in the bathroom of a pub on the first date. Love that for you. Shouted at men when they say, who's the man in the relationship? I hate that. Like, just like, there doesn't need to be a woman figure and a male figure in the relationship. Like, you can both be two very feminine presenting women. Like, not one has to be the man. Like, I hate that idea. Like, even though, like, you know, people are like, oh, well, who's the man? Like, who's going to propose? And it's like, well, Taylor's going to propose, but that doesn't mean she's the man in the relationship. That just means she's going to propose to me. I do think I might propose back to Taylor as well. But I think I would have to let her propose to me first, because I would happily propose to her tomorrow. And I know she would say no because she wants to, like move into our own house together, and there's things she wants to do before we get proposed to, get engaged. And we're still very young. So I would let her do it to me, and then I'm like, okay, I now have the go-ahead to do it back to her. And I also really want to get to propose to in Disney, but I know she won't do that because she hates Disney. And she's like, it's so cringy. I'm like, it's not. It's beautiful and magical and romantic, but she's so not down for that. Kissed a girl or texted her to tell her that I liked her after we dated each other for a month or so, and then she ghosted me. That sucks. 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Fell in love with my best friend for 10 years and told her, pissed up 10 years later, and she felt the same. We were both scared to tell each other. Wait, so you fell in love with your best friend. You were in love with your best friend for 10 years. And then 10 years later, you told her. Or you fell in love when you were 10. I'm a bit confused. But anyway, you were both too scared to tell each other. And now I hope that you're both happily in love and living a beautiful, romantic life. I'm happy for you. Final one. Introduced a girl I went on a date with to my friends and family 4 days. Oh my God. 4 days after first meeting with her. That's intense. 4 days! To be fair, again, I probably would have done the same with Taylor. But did you not want to just like make sure it was like, okay, I just want to make sure you're definitely the one before I introduce you to friends and family? That's very lesbian. That is very lesbian, I'll give you that. I love those responses, guys. Thanks so much for sending those all in. And we will keep going into the Survey Monkey. I think there's 9 questions on this. That's like 9 questions of the week, but please do it within the month. Is my headband slipping forwards and I'm looking really stupid? I don't know. Do I look stupid? I don't know. Have I just been looking stupid this whole time? Maybe, probably. Yeah, I will keep going into the Survey Monkey, but I'm only going to keep responses open for another month, and then I'm going to cancel the subscription because I'm not paying £75 again. Yikes. Shall we see who's texted me? I bet it's Taylor. Yep, it's Taylor. Okay, let's just jump straight on into dilemmas, guys, because we have a lot to get through. I'm going through them just like in order of what they were sent in, and I think I missed one out last week, so I'm going to jump back to this one and then we're going to skip ahead. If I did do this one last week, I apologise that I'm doing it again. Okay, here we go. Hey, I have a little struggle. I'm a lesbian, I'm currently 18 and I've had 1 relationship, but my problem is that most people think I'm straight. I would say I'm more femme and I like to wear longer nails, which probably leads straight people to thinking I'm straight too. Girl, I can talk about the long nails. Like, it's such... I mean, I get why you would assume a lesbian would have short nails because, you know, up the foof, but I love my long nails. And I've seen, like, some girls like the sharp nails. Taylor, personally not a fan. Is that TMI for a podcast? She's going to kill me. But I know there are some girls who like the long nail up the foof. They say it feels good. But yeah, I can't believe I've just told that to the podcast. She might kill me. Anyway, let's carry on before I start thinking too much into what I've just said and delete it all. Where was I up to? There we go. Whenever I meet a woman who is also lesbian or bi, they think I'm straight. And I've had a few times where I've been interested in women, but she's turned me down because she thought I was straight. Do you have anything that's helped you look more LGBTQ? Okay, so if you have not listened to the last 2 weeks of the pod, go and do that, because the question of the week was literally posed, was that the word posed? Opposed? I don't know. 4 masked lesbians asking what they look for to know that a femme lesbian is gay. So hopefully you might get some answers out of there. Like, granted, there was a lot of like short nails, but majoritively it was eye contact. So I think having that eye contact with a woman, being able to hold that eye contact is key. Another thing that came up was like, say you're in like a bar and there's a man speaking, or there's a man approaching you, or a man speaking to you, whatever, and you just show him that you're like completely uninterested, because why would you be interested in the man's presence when you're a lesbian and you do not want his willy anywhere near you? My tummy's growling. I feel like this is like a weekly occurrence, my tummy just like going on a freaking monster growling session when I'm podcasting. Yeah, like just not caring when a man's speaking, not like caring about a man's presence, and not like, you know, some people in the bar are like, ah. Like towards men, like obviously a lesbian's not going to be doing that because we don't give a fuck about men or the male gaze. I mean, we like gay men, but most men, no thank you. What else came up a lot? I think like, you know, like subtle rainbow jewellery. Like there's so many different brands out there that do, like, obviously you can go like full on like, I'm going to wear a pride badge, but if that's not your style, like what about like a rainbow bracelet? Like, I guess my ring, I don't know, Taylor got me this ring. It's got green, silver and red, like diamonds, probably not diamonds, but you know, like gems in. That's probably not quite classing as like rainbow, but there's so many like, you know, little subtle rainbow things that you can do. But yeah, go and have a listen, or it's pinned on my TikTok at Juliet Francis T. It's a video of Kate McCabe, and it's got like 1.7 million views now, crazy, but there's loads of comments in there that will hopefully help you out. Okay, I'm going to jump to where I'm up to. We finished last week on the bad date, didn't we, in Sheba? Yes, the one who was like trying to stalk her basically, and she was like, it's not going to happen, and she was like, I know where you live. I mean, shouldn't say that, but you know. Oh no, we did the estranged dad. Oh, we did loads. Okay, we finished on the estranged dad. Do we all remember this girl like hadn't spoken to her dad for 2 years, and then they were on like a first date, and she was like, hey dad, I'm on a date with a girl, I'm a lesbian, and the girl was like, what the fuck? Okay, oh my god, this is a brilliant one to start the dilemmas off this week. I was fingering this older woman. There is a 10-year age gap. I was a bit nervous as I didn't want to disappoint her. I did the cuffing method whilst inside of her. Big no-no. She actually screamed, ow, and asked me to come out. Horrible time. Oh, I would die. I actually want to just curl up in a ball and die. I don't know what the cuffing method is. I feel like I've heard of it. Is that when you like bend? I don't know. You have to like Google the cuffing method, but then what if like weird things come up? I might just have to leave that unknown in my brain. If someone wants to tell me what the cuffing method is, you can. But yeah, I would be so embarrassed if she was like, that really hurt, can you please now take your fingers out of my vagina hole? I'd be like, okay, sorry. Especially the fact she's 10 years older. Like, oh, I may want to curl up in a ball and die, but I hope you managed to get over that embarrassment. Yikes. Oh, we have a long one. Here we go. Basically, me and this girl got really close over the last 10-11 months. It was really flirty one minute, but then the next day it would be besties this, besties that, blah, blah, blah. Strange. So she finally said that she fancied me. My tummy's going to growl. Did you all hear that? My God, it was loud. If my microphone worked, I could have put it to my tummy. But I really don't think this is doing anything. Like, listen, if I tap it, if it was like working, you'd probably hear that on the camera, but I don't think that will have picked up. Which means, ow, my hair keeps getting stuck in my earrings. Which means it probably isn't working, and I've wasted like 30 pounds, and it felt good. Okay, anyway, sorry, we're back. So she finally said that she fancied me, and it kind of made me realise I was just into the idea of a relationship and not actually into her. I know horrible of me, but I've never been in a committed relationship and I didn't want to start now. I think that's totally valid. Like, you know, you never were going into it knowing that it was going to be a relationship. Like, you were saying it was sort of like, you know, on and off, like, so of course you're not going to have the feelings of going fully into a relationship with her because you've been, like, she's been off and on with you this whole time. So I don't think that's necessarily like a really bad thing from you. I feel like we're going to get her reaction now. I'm not in a place in my life where I can commit to anything other than myself. Totally valid. So I told her this before I could lead her on. Well done you. But of course, she didn't take it well, understandably. See, I don't think that's understandable. I think you've been hot and cold with me. You've been off and on with me. It's been a bit of a situationship vibe. I'm telling you I don't want us to develop into a relationship. So I don't think you have any right to be getting like arsey with me. However, the thing is, she got really nasty and stated that I was the issue. I was giving her mixed signals for months and that apparently I knew that she liked me. I don't think so. I can honestly say that I didn't. The previous months I was ranting about this to all my friends, confused as fuck about this girl and what her motives were. She asked me for space but then kept spam messaging me about how I'm the problem, so I blocked her. Am I an arsehole for that? Not at all. You are the furthest thing from an arsehole. What is that? A vagina hole. You're a beautiful vagina hole. You're not an arsehole. She's an arsehole. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, if you're being off and on and hot and cold with me, giving me mixed signals, and then I go, actually, I don't want this to become a relationship, you have absolutely no right to then be coming for me, telling me I was the problem, I was giving you the mixed signals. That's crazy. But yeah, then she's, you know, still like texting you and stuff. Like, you did the right thing by just blocking her because you deserve so much better in your life. Someone who's going to like commit to you from the get-go. But yeah, no, you're absolutely not an arsehole. And I think everyone would agree. Podcast Girlies Gays Days, do we agree? 1, 2, 3. Yes! We all agree. You're not an arsehole at all. Okay. I keep clicking buttons that I'm not meant to click today. Okay. Moving on. I've been with my girlfriend for a year. She has been with girls since a young age, but for me, she was my first. I was in a long-term heterosexual relationship, but was always interested in girls. Hello, me? Are we the same person? We might be. When my girlfriend and I first got together, it felt right. Like, why had I not done this sooner? I think we're twins. Where are we up to? I keep distracting myself. Our sex life was amazing, and I used to almost gloat to my friends that girls just know what they're doing. That's so true, isn't it? Like, I remember this, literally the same thing happened with me and Taylor. I was going to college being like, guys, you need to try this. This is insane. In the last 4 months, our sex life has become basically non-existent. I initiate a lot and get excuses or a straight no in return. I've tried to speak to her about this and explained it's making me sad and I'm worried she doesn't fancy me anymore. She reassures me that she does fancy me and does want to be with me. She doesn't know why it is. My girlfriend struggles a lot with her body image. There we go. I think we've found the crux of our problem. And I think it could be her own body issues affecting our sex life, but I don't know. I feel like that is something that people don't think about, like how having body issues and, you know, like not feeling confident in yourself, that can completely affect your sex life. And I feel like that's something that's not really spoken about because, you know, you're getting naked, you're getting vulnerable, you're getting intimate. If you don't feel like comfortable in yourself, like being naked and being in, you know, that like leg spread position or whatever it is, like it's gonna it's gonna make you feel like weird and yucky, and you're just naturally you're gonna not then want to, you know, be putting yourself in that situation. But because I also feel like at the start of a relationship, like you're much more like, I mean, I guess you could see this on both sides. Like, I personally feel like you can be at the start of a relationship, like, you know, having a great sex life, and then as you get more comfortable with someone, I do genuinely feel like that sex life can then come away a little bit because you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure actually. Maybe I'm talking shit. Because I also see it on the other side that like you can start off uncomfortable because you don't know this person too well, but then as you get to know them, you feel more comfortable being like, hey, I'm going to spread my legs for you. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's keep reading and see what you said, because I feel like that advice was pointless from me. Soz. I feel like I'm trying to get to the bottom of it and make it better and solve the issue, but she isn't doing anything to fix it. I can't shake the feeling that she doesn't want me or is going to leave me, and it's really getting me down. Our relationship is perfect in every other aspect. We're very loving and we're always laughing together. She'll still sometimes give me the look that she wants it, or will touch my bum or my boobs, but then nothing comes of it. Do I keep trying to initiate, or do I just stop and wait for her to? A girl's got needs and I'm struggling. It's so difficult, isn't it? Because I feel like maybe you guys just both need to have a little chinwag about how important a sex life is to the quality of your relationship. Because to some people, it's down, like it's at the bottom of the pile. Like the sex life, it doesn't affect how well the relationship is, but to some people it's up there. Like if you're not getting your needs met, then it's not going to be fulfilling for you. But some people, that's the last thing that they think about to need to be fulfilled in the relationship. It's different for everybody. So possibly for you, you've got a really high sex drive and a good, constant intimate sex life is like up there for you. But for her, she might be like, yeah, we had a lot of sex at the start of the relationship, but now like we're more comfortable, like, you're getting more like a married couple. You don't need to have sex as often. And maybe it is, like body issues, she's not feeling super comfortable in herself. So maybe, you're saying like you're trying to fix the issue. So I'm assuming you're, like hyping her up, like, oh my God, you look so fit, you look so sexy, like da-di-da-di-da. I feel like a conversation about, how important sex is to both of you. And maybe when she learns that like, this is something that you really want and need to make a fulfilling relationship, she might then be willing to then put in the work to, make that sex life happen again. Also, like, maybe you look at like different forms of sex, if that makes sense. Like maybe if it is like body issues and she's feeling like awkward about like, I don't know, if like certain positions, maybe you try like just a finger like under the duvet, then like she could literally still be like fully clothed if she wanted and just pull down her pants. Like, or could you look at something like vibrators, sex toys? Like, is there things that you can do to keep it, like to keep her happy and not feeling self-conscious, but so that you're getting your needs fulfilled? Or because you're saying every other aspect of the relationship is great, if you're like, I need some stimulation in the vaginal area, maybe you just buy yourself a vibrator. And she might be totally cool with you, like, if you're like, listen babe, like I know you're not like having this high sex drive, like I know you're not really that fussed about having sex, but I need my needs fulfilled, so I'm gonna get a vibrator and have some me time with that. Are you okay with that? Or just do it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's none of her business. If you want to use a vibrator and she's not going out of her way to like give you that stimulation, and is that the right word? Stimulation? I think so. Like if she's not going out of her way to do that and she's not really wanting to, then she should have no issues with you like wanting to use a vibrator and giving yourself that satisfaction. And then that might, help solve the issues. Like if she's not really fussed about having sex, but you're in this like amazing relationship, like everything else is there. And then if you can, get your needs fulfilled by this vibrator or, whatever sex toy it is, then I feel like that might help solve the issue a little bit. But I think just having like a, an open and honest conversation, like you can't overlook how important a conversation can be. And I always feel like a hypocrite when I say this, because I feel like I've never ever been the person to be like, okay, there's an issue, let's just sit down and talk about it. Like I'll, find any way to like avoid the situation. But I feel like as I'm like getting older, I'm learning the importance of that. Obviously, when we had Lauren Sanford, the relationship coach, on. Also, I feel like if you're like, anyone is ever like seriously like struggling, like I am no professional. I'm just giving you like my unsolicited advice and opinions. If you like really feel like you need to talk to someone, I would highly recommend Lauren, because she has so much knowledge. I'll link our episode in the description of this one, or you can just like scroll to find it, and I'll link her social media or her website or whatever. And you could, if you're like feeling like we need to speak about this, have a bit of like couples therapy almost, look at speaking to Lauren, because she is great and she will probably be able to give you more like thought out answers, whereas I'm just sort of giving like the first thing that comes to me. But saying that, please still listen to my podcast and send me dilemmas. Don't all now just like go and send her everything. Like, still come to me. I love giving my advice and chatting with you all and hearing all your stories and dilemmas. But if you're like seriously struggling, like definitely seek like the advice of a professional, because I'm just little silly old me. I don't remember what my point was before getting onto that, but yeah, I think have a chat, have a chin wag, and you know, just buy yourself a vibrator if you need to. Let's do one more for today. I was honestly wondering if you'd ever be interested in hosting other lesbians on your podcast. For sure. I would absolutely love it, and I think it would be an amazing opportunity to come on board and chat all things lesbian, especially on the basis of being a lesbian present on social media and all the pros and cons that come with this. I think what you're doing is amazing, and I always look forward to you on your podcast. Thank you, that's so kind. I mean, like I said at the start, I've reached out to quite a few guests, but please, if you're ever like, I want to come on the podcast, like, send me a message. If you have, you know, something to say, something to talk about, like, I am so up for having, you know, so many different, like, lesbians from different walks of life and different, like, lesbian experiences on the pod. Like, one of the guests I'm looking at getting on is like an older lesbian. We've had such like a diverse range of people, like, you know, I've already told you what we've had on, but like, you guys know, like, we've had a really diverse amount of people, and I want to just keep it, you know, keep the conversation open and fresh and honest and have different perspectives and different people's opinions, because I think it's so important just to, you know, connect with other lesbians and to make friends with them. So yeah, for sure we will be looking at getting some more guests on the pod. So that's quite a nice sort of place to wrap up this week's episode, isn't it? So guys, thank you so much for listening. I genuinely appreciate every listen, every download so much. Me and Taylor play this little game pretty much every morning. Like, the first thing I do when I check my phone is I'll see how many downloads the podcast has received. And I don't know why I do that in the morning, because it's going to be like the lowest point of the day. I was like, guess how many? And Taylor got it bang on the head the other day. Was that the right phrase? Bang on the head. Nail on the head. She got it bang on the other day. I was like, guess how many downloads the podcast has had this morning? And we have a mirror like next to our bed. So sometimes if my phone was like this, she could look in the mirror and see. And she was like 71. And I was like, no way you just guessed that. And I was like, did you look in the mirror? And she was like, no. And she got it right. So we love that little game. So honestly, like, 71 downloads to some people, they're going to be like, that's nothing. To me, that is huge. And I'm just so grateful for the listens, the download, the love, the support. You can follow the podcast at the lesbianlounge.podcast on TikTok and Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Juliet Francis T. Whilst you're over on my Instagram, you can join the Lesbian Lounge Insiders, where I share exclusive updates for the podcast. It's a super fun space, just with loads of fun little lesbians and some of my friends who aren't lesbians, but they just want to support me, which I think is really cute. Where else can you find us? What else can you do for us? I think that's everywhere. Obviously, head over to the survey, answer those questions before I cut it off, because I ain't paying £75 again. Anything else? TikTok, we share the questions of the weeks, all good things like that. And yeah, let's just have a fabulous week. And I'll see you all next week for another episode of The Lesbian Lounge. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, see you all next Thursday. Bye!